Hey folks, this is Tony Rasmussen, and welcome to the inaugural episode of Let's Draw. And what this series is I'm going to show you how I draw all my TVC Studios characters, along with a few characters from other popular shows that I will draw here. And we'll try to do these one every week. So, yeah, just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Today I'm going to show you how I draw the character of Dave Evad from my pet project series, The Timebox King. So to start out with, I often like to start with a square. And so we have a square here we're going to start out with. And then we're going to move on here and we're going to add a dimension to that. So it kind of looks like he has a dimension. Now the next thing to do is to add the feet. There's one, and there's two. There's 2 feet. May not be perfect, but hey, they're feet. Next, we will draw the arm, and we'll draw another arm. We'll have him waving to you. So there's the arms. Now you're probably saying, Tony, there's a line right there. How do we solve that? Well, this arm will be darkened in. Like that. Along with this arm over here, which will also be darkened in. And the shoes, which will also be slightly darkened in. So now it looks like it's almost done. But we still have a few more steps to do. So next we got this area over here, and over here what we're going to do is I'm just going to lightly cross hatch that. A different dimension, different style. And finally we have the face. And the face here we're going to add a circle and another circle. These are his eyes. And we'll have him have a big smile. There's his tongue. It's kind of blackened in his mouth. And finally, I will do my signature. And there you go, Dave Evad. I will see you guys next time for when we cover our next character. Take care, folks. Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Let's Draw. And today we're going to kind of continue with the Timebox King characters. And so today I will show you how I draw the character of Missy, Dave's great niece from the future. So to start out with, we're going to start once again similar to the last one with a box. But instead of filling it out regularly, we're going to kind of leave some areas blank here, do the dimension. And the reason why is we are going to add a circle here. And this will be a bow. And so we're going to do the arm, of course. And we'll do the feet. Darken that in. Missy's design is a little different from Dave's, mainly in the fact that it's a girl and, she's also from the future, so she has a different mode of transportation for time travel instead of Dave. Dave has a machine. Missy has her bow. And so here we're gonna add this little dial here. Finish up her box design. And we're going to add this antenna. And we're going to darken in the rest of her shoe here. So now with the face, again, it's different from Dave's. So here's what we're going to do with the face. I'm going to finish that up here. Get that. Perfect. There we go. So with the face, we're going to do similar. Eye, and we'll have her smile. But give her lipstick. And the difference between her and Dave, of course, is she has eyelashes, she's a girl, but also she has a dot right there on her face. Kind of a creative choice. And finally the signature. And there we go. That is how you draw Missy. I will see you guys next time for the next episode. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Draw. I'm going to get this out of the way. I pencil sketched the character we're going to draw today because, not that I forgot, it's just this design to me is kind of very hard to get right. So this is the best I could do. But today we're still continuing with the 9-box King characters, and I'm going to show you how I draw the antagonist of the series, Wad. So let's get started. We're going to start out with his pointy hair up here, spiked out here. Wad is the antagonist of Missy and Dave. And I kind of intentionally based the character a little bit on Mr. Peabody. Because I always thought of, there's so many, versions of like a perfect time traveler, and Peabody was one of them. And so I thought, what if we did a character similar to Peabody, who was, and I'm going through this, but yeah, there's his bow tie. We're sketching the rest of his body right now. We're gonna get some of the white here. Peabody, who was kind of an asshole. I can draw his eye in here, and his beak. And so there we go. So that was kind of the intention. And you can see the intention is well paid. We're gonna draw his flippers here. And we're going to make it look like he's holding a box. This is actually his time machine, which is in there. It creates a portal and stuff like that. So now we're going to get the feet. And finally, the signature. And there we go. And that's how we draw Wad. I will see you guys next time for the next Let's Draw. Stay tuned, folks. Hey everyone, it's Tony, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. Today I will show you how to draw the main character from my once popular comic strip, Damian and His Devil, Damian Fleet himself. So yes, I traced it again, but this is also because I have actually not drawn this character in, God, it would be almost 3 years now. 3 years since I've started drawing these characters. Well, actually, Damian and His Devil recently celebrated their 6th anniversary. So, okay, let's just get started here. So, yeah, we're going to start out with the head. Draw the neck here. Draw the ear. Now the hair. The 3 little prongs back here, his hair. During the last year, we actually changed up the design a little bit. So we're going to draw his nose. His eyes, and his little truffle. And finally, the signature. And then we'll just continue onward with his body. And that is how you draw Damian. I'll see you guys next time for when we draw our next character. Take care, everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. Today I will show you how to draw the other main character from my short-lived comic strip, Damian and His Devil, Devil himself. So to start out with, Devil is kind of similar to Damian, and we're going to start out with a circle. His lines for his neck. And we'll do the hair and stuff. Hair. This guy's little truffles, similar to Damian. So the nose is similar. Kind of give him a little bit more of a prickish smile. He's holding the toothpick. Ear. And now the difference here is we're going to make Devil's eyes kind of angry-ish, since his character is kind of an a-hole. And so there we go. Kind of darken those up. And the other difference is, whereas Damian had a little flap, and we can use this as reference, he had a little flap, Devil has devil horns. And this was actually controversial when I created the comic strip. There was actually a period where we had to say that those weren't devil horns, that they were actually like, it was a costume, part of a costume, and it was all sorts of madness. But I'm done here, and just sign it, and there we go. That is how you draw the character of Devil. Hey guys, welcome to another Let's Draw. Today I'm going to show you how I draw the character of Rocko Willowood from the next pet project in my series, James and Rocko. So we're going to get started. So Rocko is James's best friend and pet bear, so we're going to start out with his ears. It's the top of his head. It's his ears. And then we're going to move down here and do his head. Boom. And we're gonna two circles there. And next we're gonna do his nose. His nose and his eyes. His eyes, fill in the pupils. And we'll get the little truffle on top of his head. Fill in his ears here for now. And fill in his nose. And then we'll do his mouth. Well, I'm kind of weirdly smiling. And then body. Write his little insignia on his shirt, which says rock, because this bear loves rock. He's got a beer. And there we go. Signature, and that is Rocko. See you guys next time for the next Let's Draw. Hey everyone, this is Tony. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw, and today we are going to draw the main character from one of my pet project series, James and Rocko. So James is, of course, the main character, so we're going to start out with his nose. And then we'll move on to his eyes. James, I created, he is the typical, 23-year-old slacker who really never knew what to do with his life. And we'll move down here with the lips. So, with James and Rocko, I took a little bit more of a Simpsons-esque design. And I did that too at co-ed. Surprisingly enough, I can admit that. But here, I tried, the overbite was kind of the extension. I'd say the difference, if you look at the style between co-ed and James and Rocko is, it's mainly the eyes, I think. That's the difference. That's the main stylized difference. With the hair here. And it kind of goes the same way with, Life of Wayne, it's the eyes really, everything else, kind of is there. And finally we'll end off with his 3 hairs to indicate he has kind of a goatee starting, and the signature. And that is how you draw the character of James. I will see you guys next time for when we draw our next set of characters. Goodbye, folks. Hey everyone, this is Tony and welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. Today we are going to draw the antagonist from a film that I am in the development of writing right now called The Leaf Girl. The character's name is Chole St. So I'm going to show you how to draw her, and here we go. So we're going to start out with the ears. Here, I know, and once again, yes, I traced it. Well, not really traced it, but I had to kind of sketch it out first because it was just easier that way. And move on to her eyes. Nose. We're gonna do her hair now. And her horn. So basically, this is supposed to be the evil witch of the woods. One of the main characters in the film, not to give too much away, but let's say she encounters said character through an odd means. Truffles there. And then we'll move down here. Focus on the rest of her hair. Get the horn lines here. Sinister smile. Down to her neck. And then get the next hairline. And now we're going to zoom out here so you can see more fur. Actually, we'll kind of do it that way. Okay, so now we'll move on to our arms. So design-wise, for this character, I was influenced by the anime Yasura Yatsura. Something else I forgot to mention in that top 10 anime video was the designs, especially for that number. The designs in that show were just, how do I put it? It was so unique, and the artist who did it is a female, of course, I found out, and she did a very good job, and I really do like her art style. I think it's very cartoony, but in a Japanese sort of way, and that's what makes it kind of funny to watch the show still. It's just the idea of being cartoony, but in a very Japanese way. We're moving down here. Finish her bra. And her shorts. The truffles here. Next her legs. And finally, what we're going to do is, zoom out a little bit, we're going to draw this cloud underneath. And this is what she uses, as I've kind of created in the story for transportation to get around, is this cloud. And of course, heavily inspired by DBZ, of course. So yeah, cloud. And finally, as usual, the signature. So that is Chelsea, and I will see you guys next time for the next Let's Draw. Stay tuned, folks. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. Today I'll be showing you how to draw the character of Evart Anderson, the main character from the pet project series of mine called Co-Ed. So Evart, of course, is the main character. He's supposed to be the everyman, and we're going to start out with his nose, kind of a fryish nose. I would say Evart is probably the closest time to when I'd say, like, okay, yeah, there was kind of a graining-esque influence. This is, you know, kind of fryish. And we'll do the line there. His eyes. Smile. Kind of the overbite. Draw. And this is also, like, when I made the case that James, you know, the James and Rocko style and the co-ed style kind of sometimes learn into each other. Like, they just lean into it. This is what I kind of usually, describe it as. Arms. His jacket, and his jacket has a P on it because he was a high school jock. We'll move on to his hair. His two prongs up there. That. And that, and his little truffle. And finally, we will end with the signature as usual. So, for people who don't know, the P is actually a Easter egg, and it is basically a representation of the high school I went to, Posen High. And while I wasn't a jock, I was, a figurative member of all the sports, of all the sporting events. And yeah, with all that said, I just thought I'd bring up that little Easter egg. This is Tony Rasmussen signing out. I'll see you guys next time. Hey everyone, this is Tony and welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. And today we are not actually drawing a TVC Studios character. What a surprise. Today we're actually going to be drawing Catbug from the Bravest Warriors. And let me get one thing out of the way, I actually love Bravest Warriors. I think it's a very, very funny-ass show. And one of my favorite characters on that show, besides Danny, of course, is Catbug. And the way I describe Catbug is, he's a wide-eye innocence. I know, he's played by a kid, Sam Levigino, and what I love about the character is it's just so nonsensical. And that's why he kind of, other than Danny, he stands out as one of my favorite characters. So today we're going to draw Catbug. And yes, I kind of sketched again. I'm going to start doing this from now on, by the way. I'm just going to start just randomly sketching. I've been doing it with a few people, a few characters back in the earlier episodes. But I'm going to start doing this a little bit more. Just because I need to kind of give myself a little bit of a guide and an understanding. Maybe I'll do a special on this one day. So, we're going to start out with the ears. And then get the rest of his head. Get the eyes here. If I had to pick my one favorite quotable Catbug line, it's from, I believe it's from his first episode he was in, when he's jumping back and forth between dimensions. There's a moment where the gang finds out that, the stuff they've been sent has been contaminated with parasites, and Catbug comes back with sugar peas. Get his lips here, and he just shouts out, "Sugar peas!" And Danny's like, "Drop them!" And Catbug's like, "Okay!" Like, he just immediately, like, that's the first thing that comes to his mind is, I'm just gonna go with this. Okay. I'll get the wings. If anyone, by the way, knows someone from Cartoon Hangover or Channel Frederator that is going to watch this, please let them know that I'm doing stuff like this. Artists, the stuff like that is very great, especially for new artists, up-and-coming talents. kind of get their, their time in the spotlight. But, I feel it's about my time. I've been doing, cartooning and stuff now for almost a whole decade. And, I would love to get some attention like that. And I've probably explained this before, but I used to run a comic strip. And that comic strip lasted 3 years. And we ended it due to creative differences. And we're going to move on to the signature here, and that is Catbug. But the last thing I wanted to say is, following all of that, it was kind of difficult to, kind of find a different outlet. And I'm kind of thankful that DeviantArt exists because of that. So, I guess I could say, like, DeviantArt is a great place, to kind of be, to do, stuff like this. But, yeah, that is Catbug, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining us for, by the way, the 10th episode of Let's Draw. See you guys next time. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. Today I will be drawing another character from an upcoming pet project called Coed. Her name is Kelly Mews. So we're going to start out with her face right now and get all that sketched in. So we're going to start with the ears, earrings, and the eyes are the most important part. Don't want to screw up the eyes. Nose, her teeth, she's very angry right now. Her embarrassment marks, kind of anime-ish, yeah, that's kind of where the influence for this design came from, a little anime-ish. Draw her neck, her head. The idea for Kelly, I can explain, was, really, I think when I came up with the idea for Coed way back in 2013, wow, that was years ago, I wanted to do something a little more adult. That was the idea, was, okay, we're going to do her hair now, was to do something more adult. And so Kelly kind of came out of that embodiment of doing something more adult. Because you could have had Evart, especially Evart. So we'll mainly say Kelly and Jason kind of came out of that need to be more adult. But Evart, he could have been the everyman for any idea. Any. There's her hair. And we'll do the little truffles here. Now, as a bonus here, instead of doing just her face, I'm going to do her whole body. So we're going to kind of zoom out here. There we go. And there's her whole body. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. So now we're going to move on to her arms. And, I'm trying to get back to the conversation here. That was one of the kind of concepts that came out of Coed, was to make a few more adult characters. And Kelly and Jason were those two more adult characters. Because, again, Evart could have fit in anywhere else. Kelly, the idea really just came from the idea of wanting just to do like a femme fatale. Kind of similar to like a Jessica Rabbit. Just like, if you look at the design, it's kind of, how do I put it? It's a mixture of both the Jessica Rabbit type style mixed with the anime-ish style, and as an added bonus, I kind of, taken this concept and kind of made it a little 60s. I would say, like, looking back, the old cartoon, I was always influenced by the classic cartoons. For many people who don't know, my favorite old cartoons of all time are, the old Fleischer Brothers Popeyes, because those were so rubber-hosed in their own, simplistic way. We're going to move on to her legs here. Yeah, I'm kind of breezing through this. And her shoes. But I always say, like, Kelly's design is very 60s, 60s, simplistic, stylized-esque phonetics. So, kind of little cleavage lines there. And finally, the necklace and the signature. So that is how I draw the character of Kelly. I will see you guys next time for the next episode of Let's Draw. Take care, everyone. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Draw, and today we will be drawing the final main character from Co-Ed, Jason Graves. And so here we go. We're going to start out with the eyes. So I could probably hear you all now saying, wait, his last name is Graves? Why is his last name Graves? A little bump there. Well, this is because unofficially, I wrote the character off as a pseudo cousin to Clerk's character, Randall Graves. So, in the Co-Ed universe, Randall and Jason are cousins. And I know that's far-fetched, but believe me, that was kind of what I intended. And the idea being that one day, you know, if this was ever actually to pick up as like a show, we would do a crossover with Clerks, and we would kind of reveal that as a joke. Other than that, the idea for the character was just, let's just kind of make a rude dickhead who's, you know, the main character's best friend, but, you know, he does have a good point. So he's kind of the Randall with a moral center, and that was what we went in with. And look at that, we're already almost done here. I'm gonna do this the top here, and I would say design-wise, I took a little bit from the look of Mews back in Clerks 1. Yeah, Clerks was kind of a big influence on Co-Ed. Most of all, out of all the stuff that influenced Co-Ed, it was mainly Clerks. So, we'll draw the joint here, and yes, that is a joint. And the smoke line. And finally, as usual, my John Hancock, and there is Jason. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and you know what, actually I'm going to darken those lines a little bit. There we go. Hope you guys all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time for the next episode of Let's Draw. Stay tuned, folks. Hey guys, this is Tony, and welcome back to another Let's Draw. And today, once again, we are not drawing a TVC Studios character. We are drawing another Channel Frederator character. And today we are drawing Puppycat. Now, the show being Puppycat, kind of similar in the vein of Bravest Warriors. I really like it. I find it very funny. But I like being Puppycat mainly for the art style. I think the art style is very interesting. So, yeah, we're gonna start drawing here. And I'm going to start with the eyebrows. The eyes. And then get the ears. But yeah, I really like the art style. The person who created that show, God, I'm trying to think of her name. I'm trying to think of how to pronounce it correctly without kind of sounding like an a-hole. Because, like, I'm not very good sometimes with, you know, pronouncing names. But it's Natasha, and I believe her last name is Allegri, who did Being Puppycat. And I love her art style. Mainly, I've loved it a lot, especially in the Adventure Time comics. I'm a big fan of the Adventure Time comics, and her art style in the Adventure Time comics is very, very, very beautiful, and I really do like it. So, under the nose. The mouth is like the most difficult part for me to draw, and it took, you know, me several attempts until I had to say, okay, I'll have to design the mouth my own way. But man, we're kind of wrapping up here very quickly. Bell. That's the collar. And for most of the brown stuff, I'm actually just gonna kind of etch it like this. I figured I would try doing something a little different with this one, as Catbug was a little simpler too. So that's kind of the thing with, you know, Channel Frederator and all their characters, is they're simplistic to draw. You know, and that's sometimes a very good thing. The nose, and finally the signature. And there we go. There is Puppycat. This is Tony Rasmussen signing out. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, this is Tony and welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. Today we'll be drawing the character Anton Ramsen from the new Pet Project series. I'm currently in development of, man, I'm in development of a lot of projects, I've just realized that. The Life of Wayne. So here we go. Anton's design, I could say, is a little 90s. That's the best way to describe his design, is he's very 90s. And that's how I kind of with the hair, I stylized him in, you know, kind of that 90s hairstyle. You know, I'm trying to figure out how to describe it, but just that aesthetic. On his neck here. Anton, in the show, is the level-headed main character. He is the title character's best friend, and he constantly, you know, is keeping him in check, and, you know, constantly, you know, is also having to deal with, you know, his bouts with him, and constantly, you know, kind of gets his comeuppance. Well, not really gets his comeuppance, but he kind of gets the shaft sometimes. The best way to put it. But something I can probably tell you now is this character is practically how I see myself, especially in a world like this, where things are completely bonkers, and, you know, we are now in a society where Trump could be our president, but, you know, who am I to complain? So, finally, signature. And that is it. That is how you draw Anton Ramsen. I will see you guys next time for the next episode of Let's Draw. Take care, folks. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. Today we will be drawing the main character from the new Pet Project series, The Life of Wayne, the man himself, Wayne Michaels. Wayne is someone who I typically see as kind of the Randall of the series. And for many who don't know, Randall in Clerks is kind of a loudmouth asshole who, you know, is best friends with the innocent, Dante Hicks. And so, in The Life of Wayne, Wayne essentially is the Randall of that show, but he's technically the title character. So, moving on to his hat here. Skids of hair. But, so that essentially makes him kind of the a-hole of the series. But he's not the antagonist, which is the ironic thing. Wayne is that person who comes into work, does it really half-ass, but in the end, still gets his paycheck, making a lot of people question why. And let me tell you, I've met some people that are like that. I don't work with them, but I've met them. I've met people who act that way, still get a paycheck, and make me kind of question why. But with all of that said, I was about to finish up there, and I just remembered I had a few more things to do. With all that said, there is Wayne. And I have to say this, folks, I will see you guys next time for the next one. The next character in this series that we'll be drawing is a little more close to home, and I forgot one more line. I just noticed that now, but there we go. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. Today we're going to be drawing Anton's girlfriend from the life of Wayne, Chole St. So here we go. Chole I describe as the level-headed character of the show. She's someone who basically, in the vein of everyone, just kind of doesn't buy into Wayne's bullshit. And she's the only character who kind of sees that Wayne's not exactly a perfect person. And that's kind of the best way to describe her, is she is the level-headed person out of the trio. She's the more level-headed person. Let's see her hair. Scrunchy here. Now, something that you probably don't know, I kind of have, with my character designs, I kind of have this fascination with punk culture. And so when I design, from like the last couple years, when I've ever been designing a certain character, I'd be like, okay, you know, could I make this a punk look? Is there a way I could kind of make this a little more, well, punk? And the characters that really have the punk look are Chole, Violet, Sam. I believe that's it, actually. Chole, Violet, and Sam are the only three characters who have kind of the punk design. I believe everyone else has just either a regular design or just something that resembles a regular design. We're going to move on to our glasses here. Eyes. And brown. And finally, her dress. Her necklace. And the signature. But that's not it. That's not it. We're gonna actually color in the hair here. Make it black. If we were to have colorized this character, it would be black and red. The hair would have been black and red, but I'm going to kind of flip the colors just for this and give her a black streak instead of a red streak on her hair. Her ponytail, half of it is red, half of it would be black. And there you go. That is Chole. I will see you guys next time for the next episode of Let's Draw. Take care, everyone. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. Today we are going to be drawing another character from the Time Box King. Princess Nami Satomo. This is Dave's love interest, and actually has a connection with another TVC Studios project, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but let's get started on this. So, wow, that was a mistake. Let's start with the ears here. Right along here with the crown. Now I'm actually going to try something different today. Today I decided we're going to get through all the black outlines here. probably the most detailed I've actually ever drawn this character. But there we go. Now, instead of using my usual Sharpie, we're going to go for a Sharpie pen. And this will be more of a fine tuner here to find out the details, but I just realized we have another spot we didn't cover. There we go. We'll get some. You know what? No, we'll use the pen for this one. So the pen, just come in here with the fine lines and sketch those in. And now we're going to work on the eyes. The nose. Smile. Hatching. So I said something about this character being connected to another character from another TVC Studios property. I'm not going to give too much away, but there is a connection between the Time Box King and Damian and his devil. Let's get the eyelashes in. And let's just say one of the characters is connected to another set of characters. And it does involve this character. There we go. Let's darken in the eyes here. And that is it. That is how you draw Princess Nami Satomo. This is Tony Rasmussen signing out. I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw, and today we will be drawing another character from the Time Box King, Nami's mother, Queen Paisley. So, let's begin. And we're going to kind of use the same method that we used with Nami. Here we're going to just start with the black outline and kind of work our way into the details. So this character is essentially a character I like to consider like an evil stepmother for Nami. And I say that because the intention with her character was that she had cruel intentions. Let's just get the crown here done. After all these episodes, it's like I really can't find much to say. So now, Got the outline done, and we're going to move in with the Sharpie pen. And we're going to do all the in-between stuff. Kind of add some more details here. And we'll go in with the black marker one last time. Now technically our entire hair is black, but we're not going to color that in. So we're just going to kind of wrap up here with the signature. And that is how you draw the Queen. This is Tony Rasmussen signing out. See you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is Tony. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw, and today we are going to be drawing another character from the Time Box King, Nami's father, King Olimar. So, Olimar has an interesting story behind him, and we're going to start off his nose. Olimar is, of course, the character in Pikmin, and essentially I consider this character kind of my one big love letter to Nintendo, because here I'm drawing out his mustache, his Mario mustache. And we're going to darken that in already. Darken in his nostrils. And we'll start sketching out basically his monocle. But the reason I say it's one big love letter is because the design of Olimar is, in my interpretation of Mario. That's kind of where I started off with the sketch, and haven't really looked back ever since. So, but yeah, he's the king for at least a little while. Don't want to give too much away, but let's just say he doesn't last long. Crown. The jewels. His chin, kind of a little bit of a Peter Griffin chin there. Let's see here, and we're gonna have him stick out his tongue. Like he's looking at something delicious. And finally, his collar. And his Stallion. Red Giant K, O for King Olimar, and finally just needs a signature, of course. Well, and that is how you draw King Olimar. I'll see you guys next time for the next episode of Let's Draw. Take care, everyone. Hey guys, this is Tony and welcome back to another episode of Let's Draw. This is actually the season finale. And I decided that, yes, we already sketched this character, but today we are going to be doing color. We're going to be coloring this character in. You see the colored pencil right there. So this is a color special. So, yeah, let's kind of get started here. So, I have here a few shades of green and some yellows. You can see that. We're going to mainly just try to color kind of the main proportions of the body. Not, if we don't get skin, we don't get skin. Just looking for more colored pencils here, but you get my point. Okay, so let's begin with our green coloring here, and we'll start coloring in her hair. So I chose, man, I'm trying to find something to say. I can't really find anything to say. After 20 episodes, I cannot find anything to say anymore. Mainly because we also talked about this character already. So, yeah, I can't really find anything else to say anymore. But the coloring process here is pretty good so far. Here. Some more of that. And there's all the hair. So, move on with the yellow here. And we'll start with the top. That yellowed in. I don't know if you can see the yellow. Well, I guess we could try. So. I guess that's the best we're gonna get. Up here. And finally we'll move on to, well, cloud. And finally, one more thing we gotta take care of. Got the eyes here. Slightly lighter green. And finally the horns, which are going to be yellow. And there we are. All colored. This is Anton Ramsen signing out. See you guys next time.